You're listening to Beauty, Strength, and Dominance, the official podcast of Lingerie Fighting Championships. And now, here's your host, Michael Larkin.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of Beauty, Strength, and Dominance, the official LFC Lingerie Fighting Championships podcast. My name is Mike Larkin, and joining me today for a round two is LFC Prospect, lingerie model, and just a badass and awesome human being, the one, the only Miss Tallula Rose. How are you, Tallula?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. It's a pleasure to have you back. A lot has been going on in the world wide web of everything, man. First and foremost, I got to say congratulations, because not only is this woman a hell of a talent when it comes to the modeling side, but as we discussed last time, she is a very loving and devoted mother. I know your kiddies just started school. It's at back to school time, so congratulations to your youngins.
Thank you.
You are very welcome. First of all, that's got to be great. First of all, I think what's great about it, folks, is, and I say this all the time really does fly from where we start our education to where we continue to progress in this thing they call life. How crazy is it, man? Like, time goes so fast. It just moves so fast when it comes to children and family, right?
Way too fast. Way too fast. I can't believe it. Yeah, it feels like I had them yesterday. They're all grown up.
Well, I will say this, and this thing that we call life, folks, it's nourishing, it's flourishing, and progression, succession. That's the beautiful thing. It's the moments and memories created and moments and memories yet to be created that we definitely and certainly cherish. And speaking of cherishing, man, we got to cherish you for what you're doing within your fine work. If you've not checked out Tallula on our social media, you're kind of pursuing more of like adult content as far as like maybe starting to get into the adult entertainment industry, which is hell of a transition. Talk about that, man, because I think that's really awesome for what you're doing now to where you want to go. I think it's a great trajectory.
It is, and it's amazing. It's a little bit scary, though. I got on a site that somebody had told me about, and I just feel like everybody's, the flying out is what I'm scared about, of not taking anybody with me. I don't want to get kidnapped. That sounds crazy, but it's a little worrying. But I'm working through that. I have somebody coming to me soon, so that way it's a little more comfortable than just flying out for my first time. So that's pretty exciting.
I think what's great about it, too, is in something that you mentioned that is so keen, and that's something that really needs to be dealt with, the accommodation comfortability side as well as safety, because when you're doing stuff like this, the travel is a grind, it's a process, but also at the same time, too, with who you're working with, who you're creating content with, and who you have that connection and foundation with, whatever you're doing. I think you have to have the right person that goes into it. I think a lot of people just go like, hey, it's work, let's do this. But I think that you need to find the right foundation of professionalism, because there's so many layers to this that a lot of people really don't take into fruition.
100%. I feel like you have to be comfortable with the person to even make good content. You're not going to make good content with somebody you don't feel comfortable with in the first place. So I take that. I have to feel comfortable with you to meet with you. So definitely. And I definitely do think they should allow somebody to come with you on set, like maybe not on set, but fly out with you just so you don't get kidnapped.
And it's crazy that we even say that. I know a lot of people think that's crazy, but I'm like, this stuff legit happens. And I mean, I also equate it to like this. Say like you're watching a show on Investigation Discovery, ID, right? Like ID, you can binge watch a lot of those stuff on marathons because it's based on a lot of the stuff that you see in real life. And people be like, that's crazy. But I'm like, no, you don't know what people's intentions are.
It's real.
It's real.
Scary.
It is.
And I know, I feel bad. I know some people have no fear of getting into that. Like, and I give them props. 100%. I give them props because I am scared. I'm not gonna lie to you. I am scared. So I give them props, but I'm a little cautious.
Well, I got to say, as they always say, proceed with caution. But at the same time, too, I think with you, no matter who you hook up with or what you do, whether it be on camera or what have you, I know it's definitely going to be a sight to see. Because at the end of the day, you mentioned the goddess role that you have with your simps. It's also at the end of the day, too, Miss Tallula Rose, you're someone's sweet, sweet fantasy baby, to quote the late, great ODB and Miss Mariah Carey. So, I mean, you have to live up to the part in the role. So you certainly do that.
Yes, 100%.
Now, I will say this as well. One of the things I have to mention again, if you've not checked out Tallula on the social media front, she really has been active in showcasing that internal and external beauty. Let's put up one of these photos here because you'll see it in this portion of the show. You rocked it with like the mask, a very horror type of mask. You got the lingerie going, very nice and blue. I got to tell you, man, those sets, those photos came out great. Talk about them because they really showcase a lot of ballness, man. Go ahead.
I love them. My sister-in-law did my pictures for me. She wanted to get into photography, and she absolutely rocked them 100%. But the pig mask thing, she was like, I don't know about that. And I'm like, no, I think I love it. I think it just gives it that extra like spice, or I don't know. My pay pigs loved it. So I mean, you know, I just think it had that little. I loved it. I love the masks. I think I want to get into that. I know that's a big thing out there in the fetish world, masks, different kinds of masks and stuff. Be cool to get into.
I mean, I look at it like this. I love how you also mentioned that with the pay pigs, because I think it's the subtleties, intricacies, and nuances that goes into the photos that your fan base also would know and kind of connect the dots with. So I look at it from a like too. I mean, Halloween's coming up. You're also rocking the Scream sweatshirt, which, by the way, kudos. Love that. Looks great on you. I look at it from a stance like this, man. When you have like that type of vibe to it, it shows, hey, I can be sexy. Hey, I got a little bit of a nerdy side, but also like the horror side. It shows a lot of different layers to the photo, so it adds the elements, so to speak.
Yes, for sure. I love it. And it makes you feel so beautiful when you're in set doing those things. It just makes you feel like a baddie. I love it. It gives you an energy boost for sure, an ego boost.
Do you think it also kind of gives the creative juices flowing? Because I think in today's day and age, I mean, there's some great content that can be kind of cliche and something that is very basic. And we all have our different likes and preferences, which is wonderful. But I think for you, even wearing the pig mask, it shows a lot of creativity with what you want to put in with said imagery and within said content.
Yes, 100%. It does. And people like that. People don't like the same thing over and over again. I actually had started making a new TikTok account because people love drama. People invest into whatever you're doing. People are nosy. People love, nosy shit. So when they see that, I posted that picture on my TikTok, and that actually brought over like 150 new fans to OnlyFans. It doesn't sound like that much, but that one picture alone, I'm like, oh my goodness, I need to do more of these. Like, I need to come up with some new ideas or something.
I think what's cool about it too is even besides the pig mask, I mean, you can rock like a champagne bottle going up in there, man, and it still rocks because it says, hey, I like to party, I like to have fun, and it showcases the spirit to it. So, I mean, if you can add those layers, I think you're golden, number one, but also number two, man, like you mentioned, the followers, it's engagement. We're evoking emotions, we're eliciting reaction. And I've said this to you, and I'll say this to many people listening to it, what we're doing, what you're doing within your work and what you're doing within yourself, really at the end of the day, it's an art form we're all applying and our crafts, and we're also painting our canvases. We just paint our canvases a little bit differently, but at the end of the day, it's still art.
Yes. Yep. I agree.
Now, speaking of agreeing over here, I definitely have to agree, folks. If you've not checked out, again, the LFCfights.com prospect page, this one over here is a badass prospect representing lingerie fighting championships. For you, how great is that going to be, like, when that day comes and you finally do make that debut? Because I know you're excited. We're all excited to see so many people new coming to the LFC, adding that little creative juices, like we mentioned, within your photos and your content, but mixed with sexiness and just overall power that comes with the physicality side. For you, I know it can be a little scary, but I know you're ready to go in there and rock everybody's world.
I am so excited. I actually just started taking karate classes with my son. So I know that's totally different from what I've done before, but I'm so excited. It's gonna give me an ego boost for sure. And I'm excited. I love watching all of it.
I got to say, we do love watching you and what you do, and we do appreciate every LFC fans that loves what we do. We just rocked the house with Wales and the UK events for LFC 43 and 44, and I mean, LFC 45 is going to be coming in the near future, so to be announced on that. But I look at it from a stance like this. You're taking karate classes with your son, showcasing self-defense, another great art form that is karate. I, too, as myself as a kid, folks, I'm sure we've all taken karate classes. It's no joke, number one, but number two, it shows a great deal of discipline, but it also teaches you a lot of values, man, and I think that's a definite way to keep everybody's mind progressing and stuff, so I do admire that from the mother and the son both taking karate classes.
Yes, I love it. It's fun. It's definitely different from boxing, though. But I love it. My son loves it, so I love it for him.
Absolutely. And then for you, like you mentioned, the boxing side, how great is it going to be to even add another layer to your repertoire? Because karate and boxing, both a disciplined sports, but I think it's very important even to study even more different arts.
Oh yeah, for sure. You should know. Yeah, I agree. I know my kid wants to do boxing. He's seen some of my videos and he's excited, but it's gonna be so fun to be back in the ring. I don't know. I'm excited.
Absolutely. And I think that the excitement definitely does show. And I mean, speaking of excitement, folks, as well, from the Twitter front, I had to put this out here into the universe. You were talking with someone who was a friend of mine, also a great content creator as well, and a friend of yours. Let's give a shout out to the lovely Miss Nikki J doing her thing on Twitter. Her links will be in the description. We love you, Miss Nikki J. Talk about that because y'all had some interactions. Hopefully, we get to see some content between you two because y'all both are fly no lie. Let's put that into the universe here.
Yes, I'm hoping. We have been talking for a while. I actually met her on Twitter, and I didn't know you guys were friends. I don't think I've ever watched that podcast if she has been on here, but she's such an amazing human. She's helped me a lot throughout trying to figure out what's scams, what's not, what to trust, what not to. So big shout out to her. I appreciate her for all that because I've asked her a lot of questions. So I've took up a lot of her time, and hopefully we'll be making content soon. I know she's out of the area and I can't go there right now. So we're going to figure something out, hopefully.
Well, we do hope that that content and everything comes into fruition. I mean, I think that's the best bet right there. When you meet someone like a Nikki J or anyone in the content creation who's there to help you provide the knowledge of what goes into this, I think in today's day and age, it's always say it's half and half, Tallula. Like you have the half of people like myself and everybody here that's very open-minded when it comes to LFC or adult content, what have you, that see it for really what it truly is, viewing it through the right lens, so to speak, for the vision side. But also at the end of the day, too, there's going to be people that question it and that think it's just easy. Like, hey, adult stuff is just you lay down, sex happens. It's like, no, there's content creation, there's lighting, there's everything. Same with LFC. There's fighting, there's discipline, there's training. So there's more to it that meets the eye, so to speak.
Yes, definitely. For sure. It can be tough some days. You gotta do it even if you don't want to, even if you wake up and you don't feel like doing anything. I've actually started somebody gave me the advice to take 1 day a week and just make all your content in that 1 day and just post it throughout the day or throughout the week. And I think I'm gonna take them up on that. I think it would make things a lot easier and a lot stress-free because I'd already have that backup there, you know?
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, I look at it from a stance like this too, as well. When you're getting into said industry or then getting into whatever, I think engagement is key. Social media, I mean, people talk about the pros and cons, but one of the pros is really putting yourself out there. And I think for you, from even as people, where we start from our teenage years into adulthood, we really get to expand and grow and adapt as people. And we find what we like and what we don't in our preferences. So I think it also helps from the sexual side of things, exploring what we like and what we don't. But it's a whole experience in itself. And I think that's what really makes it worth having at the end of the day.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And for you, how important is that for you too? Because we mentioned the evolution of what we like from our sexual side, internally and externally. That is absolutely definitely has to show within your growth as well, because we've seen it transpire within your images or within your socials. That's going to be great for you to just really just continue to expand and learn.
It is. It's actually great. I love testing new sites out. They're always coming out with new sites, and you never know what platform is going to blow up next. You know, so I love putting myself out there. I look at it this way: you can't be scared to put yourself out there. You either doom scroll and you watch everybody else make it, or you take the chance and put yourself out there, and you could be the next one to blow up. You know, you never know. And so that's why I try out all these sites, because there's a couple that I stick with constantly. ATW is one of them, somewhat, but they just made a new site, and I've been more active on there, and it's a lot better. And it helps other females too, because you can tell when somebody's new to that side, the fetish industry, and I love helping the newbies like make their money. I love it.
Oh, agreed. I think what I also do adore and I love about what you do and how you take your brand seriously, you take it like a business, and that's what it is at the end of the day. I mean, I know with all things worn and your fetish side, we get to explore different realms of what people like, and you also get to express yourself with this, which is the best form of expression as a whole. But at the end of the day, too, helping each other out at the united, not divided front is so wonderful to see. But I also do admire the business side, because at the end of the day, people may not think it, but it really is a business. It's a constant grind. It's constant content creations. It's long hours. It's this and that. But it's the sacrifice. You're putting the sacrifice and everything into it.
It is, for sure.
And I got to say this for sure, ma'am. You for sure are absolutely going to continue to kill it. And I can't wait to see more progression of what you're doing and where we go from the content side. I know we're going to expect big things. So I got to even ask you, what can we expect? I know we really manifested and put a lot into the universe in our conversation, but what can we expect going forward from the content side and what we get to see from the fetish side? Tallula, what can we expect?
So on the content side, I will be posting more on OnlyFans, more videos. Videos are coming soon, but they do take a little bit longer for the consent forms on there. There will be more videos on there, and I am excited to share. I can't reveal it yet. I don't know if it's 100%, but something big might be happening with a big, she's on TikTok, a big TikTok influencer. So fingers crossed that's coming soon, hopefully.
Okay, well, we will
And
see.
the fetish side, I'm still on ATW. I love it. I don't think I could ever give up my fetish side of content that way. But unfortunately, OnlyFans doesn't really like that stuff too much. So I will always be over on that side as well.
I will say this, wherever your journey takes you, just keep on rocking it till the wheels fall off, so to speak. And I mean,
Yeah.
I look at it like this, man. There's so many different sites and so many layers to put your content on. I think with what we get people in today's day and age, just go for it. You know what I'm saying? Really just go for it and really put yourself out there into the universe. And speaking of the universe over here, Tallula Rose, I really hope to see you in Vegas soon for LFC down the line. I know you're going to be taking some trips very soon, so the grind never stops, man.
Yes, for sure. I'm excited.
And as far as Las Vegas goes, when you think of the 702, the world, fight capital of the world, and everything, I know you definitely got to get that Las Vegas appeal into it, folks. Because whether it's the strip or just as a whole, Las Vegas is a hell of an experience.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Well, I'll tell you what the experience is. It is always a great experience, and I always make the most of my time to have you on the show. I always love including it, Tallula, because you're such a great ball of energy and always so vibrant. We'll definitely have you back for a round 3. It's been a real pleasure talking to you tonight.
Yes, same to you. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. So before we close this thing out, we mentioned the socials throughout the show. We mentioned the engagement impressions, if you will. Tallula, where can we follow you on the social medias? The floor is yours.
OnlyFans, I think you're going to have to link that one. I'm not 100%. Tallula Rose on everything else. Just Tallula Rose. On TikTok, Facebook, all that.
Well, it's very safe. It's very simplistic, and that's the best way to go. So all the links for Tallula will be in the description below this audio. And before we even close this out, I always love asking this question, Tallula, and I wanted to ask you this because I always get a lot of great feedback with this. So let's talk about this for an example. For what you're doing thus far within your tenure, from your modeling, from the fetish work, now even pursuing adult content, for you, what are some of the takeaways that you've learned thus far in your journey, and what are some of the things that you've really are grateful for within this line of work that you're in?
I am grateful for all the women, most of the women in the industry that helped me out in the beginning and got me to where I am on the fetish side, because without them, I wouldn't be where I am. So a big shout out to them. And for others, you can always ask. There's so many supportive women out there. I mean, there really is. There's a lot of not so girly girls there, but there's more good than there is bad, and just got to find them.
Absolutely. First of all, beautifully and eloquently said and bluntly said. I like your style, ma'am. And with that being said, folks, if you want to check out LFC 43 Independence Day, LFC 44 Underground Knockouts, y'all got to go to LFCfights.com, go to the VIP section and subscribe. Check out the first podcast that this one and I did as well on the VIP section, and so many great things. Check out our prospect page on the LFCfights.com website and so much more. LFC is really doing its damnedest thing, as well as Tommy Bellart Sketchy and Funny, LFC Exposed, and a lot more to come on the LFC front. So with that being said, Tallula Rose, do you have any final words to your fans and the LFC universe?
Never yuck anybody's yum.
First of all, that always touches me. Every time I hear that, it makes me smile because it's so true. I love the catchphrase. I love what you're about, ma'am. And with that being said, you're very welcome. So with that being said, for Tallula Rose, my name is Mike Larkin. Always remember, folks, life is an art form. We're all applying our crafts. Continue to apply your craft in amazing fashion. And like the title of this podcast says, beauty, strength, and dominance, the 3 key elements that make women the work of art that they are. And Miss Tallula Rose, I include you in those sentiments. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Have a good night.